You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Network supporters, make sure you go over and check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. 25% off USA First. 25% off USA First. Go now. I'm back. Rudrance for our Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about these roughing the passer penalties because there has been a hell of an uproar in the last couple of days over two of the worst roughing the passer calls we have ever seen. That one, well, that one against cost Atlanta the football game the other day. And I think that's really the reason that one in particular has gotten so much attention because, yeah, Atlanta probably wins that game if that call does not happen, okay? So it directly affected football games, and Jerome Boger's, his actual explanation was just insane. I mean, look, a media member tried to get him out of some hot water by leading him down the Tua path, and he was like, no, not necessarily had anything to do with it, I don't think. I was like, okay, look, that's part of the problem here, I'm afraid. And there's been a lot of fallout around that Tua injury because it was so public, and I'm afraid it is going to truly affect football games, and this may be a byproduct of it, okay? Even more protection on quarterbacks as if they already, I mean, they're coddled for crying out loud. It's a completely different NFL game than it was 15 years ago. I mean, look, CTE, that whole scandal, you know, has hurt the game in a lot of ways. It's definitely hurt the on product that we're seeing on the field, in my opinion, anyway. Well, this just came out. I don't know that it's going to go anywhere. NFL to mull roughing the passer penalties amid outrage. The NFL plans to discuss roughing the passer penalties amid outrage over two disputed calls in Week 5. A person with direct knowledge of the matter told the AP, this is ESPN.com. The person, speaking on condition of anonymity because the conversations are internal, said the changes to the rule are not expected during the season. The person also said the league has not given officials a directive to emphasize roughing calls following the Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's concussion. Do we really believe that? I don't know about that. NFL owners will meet in New York next week. The league's competition committee, composed of 6 team owners / executives and 4 head coaches, make most of the recommendations for rule changes. Teams can also propose rule changes to be voted on by owners, which require 24 votes to pass. Look, they got very publicly called out by NFL Hall of Famer, former Dallas Cowboy quarterback Troy Aikman last night. On Monday Night Football, national audience, which also shined a light on this, with that Chris Jones roughing the passer call on Derek Carr. Troy Aikman literally come out and told the NFL to let the players take their dresses off. I mean, he was telling you that the game is a bunch of candy asses right now. And it's because of what the league is doing involving rules and these penalties and such. So that's very public criticism. And I don't know if the NFL is thinking, look, we need to at least look into this. We just got called out on national television by Troy Aikman. I did a video on that on the main channel. And I mean, hell, it's getting views right now. I guarantee it. One idea suggested by Chiefs defensive tackle Chris Jones Monday night after he was flagged might to be allow video review of roughing calls. I don't see anything wrong with that. I really don't. A lot of people don't like reviews. I do. If it will get the call right, by all means, we've got the actual technology. Review the play. I want it right. If I'm going to watch, regardless of who I'm rooting for, I want the call right. Protecting quarterbacks is a priority for owners who pay big bucks for the faces of their franchises. The 25 quarterbacks are making at least $25 million this season. That's on y'all. The questionable call against Jones, the second in 2 days, nearly cost Kansas City in a 30-29 comeback victory over the Raiders. Yeah, if the Raiders would have come back and won that game, man, this could have been a lot worse and a lot more outrage this morning. The Chiefs had just scored to trim the deficit to 17-7 when Jones stripped Raiders quarterback Derek Carr from behind just before halftime. The Pro Bowl defensive tackle landed on Carr while also coming up with the ball. The replay shows it was clearly loose and that Jones cleanly recovered it. But the referee, Carl Chafers, threw a flag for roughing the passer. Quote, the quarterback is in the pocket. He's in a passing posture. He gets full protection of all aspects of what we give the quarterback in the passing posture. Chafers told a pool reporter after the game, my ruling was that the defender landed on him with full body weight. He did not. He did not. The quarterback is protected from being tackled with full body weight. On Sunday, Falcons defensive tackle Grady Jarrett was flagged by referee Jerome Boger for seemingly harmless sack on Tom Brady. The penalty gave the Buccaneers a first down and allowed them to run out the clock on a 21-15 victory. Boger made a similar critical call late in the fourth quarter in the Ravens-Bills game a week earlier on a play that many also thought didn't warrant a flag. Boger called another borderline roughing penalty in the Falcons-Buccaneers game when Vita Vea pushed into Atlanta quarterback Marcus Mariota. The roughing the passer is the only rule where referees are instructed to err on the side of caution. The NFL rulebook notes, quote, when in doubt about roughing a roughness call or potentially dangerous tactic against the quarterback, the referee should always call roughing the passer. Jones, who has been flagged for rushing the passer 9 times in his career, has a solution. Quote, we've got to be able to review it in the booth. You know what I mean? Jones said, I think that's the next step for the NFL as a whole. If we're going to call a penalty at that high a rate, then we've got to be able to review it and make sure, because sometimes looks can be deceiving. I got to tell you, I like that, actually. I do like that. So, wow, a lot of fallout involving roughing the passer penalties. The NFL is claiming it has nothing to do with Tua's injury. But do we buy that? I mean, let's just look. That was a very public injury, being on Amazon, national streaming, as I guess they call it now. But yeah, supposedly 10+ million people watched that. It was the only show, the only game on at the time. Then it looks like the league is blatantly trying to protect Tom Brady the other day. And hell, I'm a Tom Brady fan, but that was a bullshit call. Absolutely a bullshit call. And then one of the NFL's flagship #1 team analyst, NFL Hall of Famer, calls out the league for some sissy plays, for overprotecting, putting the players in literal dresses. Now, Troy Aikman got attacked by the wokes over that, but, I mean, it is what it is. Look, the only thing I think should theoretically be protected on a quarterback is, yeah, you're trying to watch for the head stuff, and I get that, but the knees, that's it, okay? When they go to throw that ball and that knee is extended, they're in a very precarious position. But this is also supposed to be the NFL, right? And that's not National Flag League. It's not. It's supposed to be football. There is a risk, an inherent risk that these players agree to take if they're going to take the field. Wow. The NFL sounds like it's in a panic right now. The NFL's getting destroyed over these calls the last 2 days. I mean, just raked over the coals, justifiably. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.